The Spanish Supercup final this year turned out to be a spectacle that will be remembered not only for the intensity on the field but also for the massive shift in momentum that reverberated through the footballing world. FC Barcelona emerged victorious, overwhelming Real Madrid with a breathtaking 5-2 win. The match, played in the bustling city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, was a true showcase of Barça's brilliance and Real Madrid's fragility. For the first time in 609 days, Barcelona claimed silverware, and they did so with style, reaffirming their belief in their new direction under manager Julian Flick. As Barcelona celebrated their success, Real Madrid, led by Carlo Ancelotti, was left questioning their future. The dominant force of Spanish football over the past few seasons suddenly appeared vulnerable, unsure of its next steps. Flick's team, undefeated in finals under the German coach, delivered a display that was nothing short of spectacular, leaving Madrid feeling impotent in their attempts to respond. Barcelona, once again, proved that they were the team to beat. The unpredictability of the Clasic. Ahead of the final, Ancelotti had warned everyone that El Clasico is always unpredictable, a sentiment that has held true in the past. When Barcelona and Real Madrid meet on the pitch, the match often takes on a life of its own, capable of surprising even the most seasoned football fans. The term Schardinger's cat was thrown around in the build-up to the match, evoking the paradox that in such encounters, anything could happen. However, in Jeddah, the proverbial cat was not just alive, it was thriving and hungry for action. At the heart of Barcelona's renewed dominance was none other than 17-year-old Lamine Yamal. Though still too young to drive a car, Yamal drove the Blaugrana forward with a maturity that was both intimidating and inspiring. His performance was nothing short of remarkable for a player so young, and his involvement in the first half set the tone for what would become a sensational victory for his team. Yamal's early impact. The game began with a bang, and it was Yamal who lit the fuse. In the opening minutes, he unleashed a powerful shot from outside the box that forced Real Madrid's goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, into a world-class save. Yamal's ability to influence the game was immediate and clear. Barcelona's intensity was palpable, and even in the early stages of the match, it was clear they were not to be underestimated. But it wasn't just Yamal. The entire Barcelona team was firing on all cylinders. Gavi, the young midfielder, provided an exquisite cross that should have been converted by Rafinha. Yet, despite the near miss, Barcelona's relentless attacking force continued to create opportunities, putting Madrid on the back foot. Barcelona was clearly in control. A setback, but no loss of confidence. Just as it seemed like Barcelona might run away with the game, Madrid's breakthrough came out of nowhere. A slip-up from Barcelona's defense saw Vinicius Jr. break free, and he delivered a gift to Kylian Mbappé. The French superstar finished with aplomb, slotting the ball past goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny to put Real Madrid ahead. The goal left the Barcelona fans stunned. Madrid had drawn first blood, despite being outplayed for much of the first half. But the response from Barcelona was swift and clinical. They did not dwell on the setback, nor did they panic. Flick's leadership was evident as he steered his team back into the game. Barcelona's youngsters, led by the dazzling Yamal, showed incredible maturity in the face of adversity. They were unshaken. Rafinha, who had missed an earlier chance, made amends with a powerful shot that tested Courtois again. But it was Yamal who finally delivered the equalizer. Connecting with Robert Lewandowski, Yamal left Orléans Chouameni frozen with a brilliant turn, and then, with incredible composure, calmly slotted the ball past Courtois. The game was now tied, and Barcelona had seized the momentum. Madrid's defense crumbles. As the match continued, Barcelona's dominance became more pronounced. Real Madrid, despite their brief lead, were struggling to keep up. The defensive frailties that have plagued the team throughout the season were laid bare, and Barcelona exploited them with precision. In the 30th minute, Barcelona capitalized on Madrid's defensive disarray. Across from Barre's Jules Count found Rafinha, who made no mistake this time, heading the ball into the back of the net to put Barcelona in the lead. The new camp faithful, many of whom had traveled to Jeddah for the occasion, erupted in jubilation. The scoreboard now read 2-1, and Madrid were reeling. The Spanish giants' struggles were compounded further just before halftime when referee Gil Manzano, after a review by VAR, awarded Barcelona a penalty. Lewandowski stepped up and converted with ease, giving his team a 3-1 lead. The match was slipping away from Madrid, and the urgency to respond was growing. The final blow. As the second half began, Madrid was left with little choice but to mount a comeback. However, any hopes of turning the tide were quickly dashed. Just after the break, Rafinha, who had been a thorn in Madrid's side all night, scored again to make it 4-1. Real Madrid was stunned. This wasn't the team that had dominated Spanish football for so long. The match was far from over, though. In a twist of fate, Szczesny was sent off for a foul involving Mbappé in the penalty area. The penalty kick awarded to Madrid was converted by Rodrigo, bringing the score to 4-2. But even with the numerical advantage, Real Madrid was unable to capitalize. Barcelona's defense, though youthful, stood firm. Iñaki P.A., who had replaced Szczesny, was barely tested. Barcelona's midfield maestro, Dani Olmo, was introduced, bringing calm and control to the game. Olmo's composure helped Barcelona regain possession and let time tick away, while Madrid found themselves increasingly frustrated with each passing minute. A masterclass in maturity. Despite the numerical advantage, Madrid simply could not break down Barcelona's well-organized defense. What was most impressive about Barcelona's performance was their maturity and poise, especially considering the age of some of their key players. Flick's team was well drilled, with every player understanding their role and executing their tasks flawlessly. In contrast, Real Madrid appeared rattled. The defensive chaos that had plagued them all season was exposed once more, and their attacking players, including the usually reliable Mbappé, struggled to create meaningful chances. Barcelona, on the other hand, were clinical and efficient, seizing every opportunity that came their way. Barcelona's resurgence and Madrid's crisis. By the time the final whistle blew, Barcelona had secured a commanding 5-2 victory, and the Spanish Supercup was heading back to Catalonia. The Blaugrana had not only reclaimed the title after a 609-day drought but had also sent a strong message to their rivals. Under Julian Flick, Barcelona's future looks bright, with an exciting generation of young talents spearheaded by the incomparable Lamine Yamal. For Real Madrid, however, this defeat raises serious questions about their current state. Despite the presence of star players like Mbappé, Vinicius, and Rodrigo, the team looked disjointed and lacking in confidence. The loss will no doubt lead to introspection within the Madrid camp, and the path forward seems uncertain, especially as they continue to struggle with defensive fragility. As the Spanish Supercup trophy was lifted by Barcelona, the footballing world was reminded of the club's storied history and the promise of a bright future. With young players like Yamal leading the way and a coach who knows how to win finals, Barcelona is on the rise again. Meanwhile, Real Madrid must reflect on what went wrong in this classic and how they can rediscover their former glory. One thing is certain, El Clasico is far from predictable, but right now, it's Barcelona who is asserting their dominance. For the Catalan club, this victory is not just about silverware, it's about sending a message to the world that Barça is back, and they are here to stay.